Okay, one more by example from the same chart. So we can see that we went higher and we breached above. We can argue if this is the one or that is the one. It's not that important. Okay, just you know that the market might react from this one or from that one. Okay, so it went higher. Now the guy who started is questionable if this is the one or that is the one, because it looks like it's this one, but this pause here, it might not be seen by the big boy, okay? But we can mark this one, but be aware that this might be the one, okay? This is something that is really fast, okay? This hold here and this pullback here is really fast, so we need to question this. This will get easier to the end of the course because Naveen will give you more tools to make sure that you understand if this is the guy who started and if this is exactly the breach or not. Okay, so don't worry too much now. We are just analyzing the markets as we see them, and then the tools will make the rest. Okay, so we can see here already that we are pulling back, and we are pulling back quite aggressively. Okay, but right now I want you to look at this chart and just mark the same things. Okay, mini territories. Where is the guy who started for the mini territories? Where is the last push of the seller that make a lower low? Where is the full rest or the 100% rest? And where is the max threshold, because we didn't mark it yet? Okay, just pause the video and think about this. Okay, so at this point, we need to be aware that the market is pulling back quite aggressively, okay? Because he's already challenging the guy who started. So we need to take care of these trades and be really sure that we are picking up the trade in the best spots, okay? So this one works, but you can see where it works to, okay? It doesn't go really further. Maybe because this is one of the last pushes. It already made the pushes and is resting already a lot, but this one still goes through, but only to the last maximum point, okay? So the threshold, we can again question if this is the one or that is the one. I think this is the one, because in this case, even though it comes back, it continues to go higher and higher, and it tries to rest, but every time it tries to rest 100%, look at what happens in the candle. This wick shows up, so it was not a full rest, okay? If we don't count the wick, then it goes higher again. It tries to go lower, but look again, not yet, okay? Because if we count only the body, not yet, then it goes higher, and again, it starts to react from that area. So the max threshold for me, it's there, okay? Even though, and also because when we went higher, this time it was holding here, even though it's not a hold for the overall picture, but from this time frame, it's trying to hold there. So it's actually there. Like the maximum point is up there, okay? And we couldn't go higher than that. And at this point, we just broke the structure, and we start to rest more than 100%, okay? Rested all the way up there, down here, okay? So at this point, we have our low, okay? We have our low. The guy started this up there because when it died, this is the push of, so the buyer pushed up, died, and this is the first push from the seller. He rested a lot already, okay? Not 100%, but already a lot. Couldn't move, trying to move, not yet. Okay, breach down, because it breached even lower, okay? This time it breached even lower than that guy. Okay, breached lower and starts to hold, okay? So this guy is there. And then at this point, It tries to go lower, it can't. 100% rest. Okay? But when this happens, it's happening in a really hard area for us to be able to pull the trigger here, okay? Because this is, if this is the guy who started, actually, this is challenging that guy already. So we need to be really careful with this kind of V formations or this kind of rests that show up in this kind of areas, because we are already operating below the breach line. Okay, so we need to be sure that we are in our buyer's territory. We are still, because we are above the guy who started, but we are below this breach line. So this is a warning area for us. So we want to be almost clear from this. Okay, so when it goes lower from here, let me clean this one. So when it goes lower from here, it's fake. It's completely fake. Okay, it goes lower, buyer comes in aggressive again, another full rest. Okay, so here you start to have some idea that, okay, this might be real and this guy is holding the market actually. Okay, at this one we can question, at this one with a probe here, okay, something is wrong. Okay, then we gauge that seller last push, but I wouldn't pull the trigger from down here. Okay, because it's still below the line. Still this seller might still be aggressive and push the market down again. Okay, but when this buyer comes up, okay, because here you have already this rest here, you have this rest here, and it's showing you, okay, he can't go further. Okay, he's resting all the time, he's resting 100%. Okay, and with aggressiveness on the buy side. So at this point, this seller is starting to give up. And even though we are still eventually operating up there, okay, because this was the last seller, okay, this was the last seller breach. And he rested, he tried to push, he rested, he tried to push, he rested a lot, okay? But at this point, even though we didn't breach above that guy, we know that this buyer probably want to go for one more push at least, okay? But as I said in the beginning, we are challenging this guy, so something bad might happen. So the best bet on this ones is just to go up to the breach line, okay? Because this guy, this big boy is starting to slow down the pace here. Okay, for some reason he's pulling back so much. So we need to be careful about this one. And we can see here that it eventually goes lower. Okay, so yeah. I hope this buyer examples could clear some things if you had some doubts in this kind of gauging momentum subject. It's not that hard, okay? You just need to keep it simple. Don't try to complicate too many things. Try to see simple moves, okay? Don't get caught in this really small details when you have this kind of big moves, okay? If you have small details, you go on the details. But if you have big moves and then you have details, just focus on the big moves, okay? So cheers. Let's continue with the sell examples now.